Now, what's good? It's your boy Carcino here, man, and we all know what Stephen A. is now today. He's more like a WWE announcer than a journalist. But did you know this man had the gall? He had the audacity to come for the juice? Oh, yeah. He tried to come for the juice, man. Now, the Jews don't like this man. The Jews don't like him. And basically believes he's more of the so-called coon than anybody. He can't say those words as it pertains to O.J. Simpson. Or this dude is, he's literally buck dancing. And that's his career. Just buck dancing. Like, I'm going to be the best buck dancer. Nobody's going to out-buck dance me. When we came up in here, I said, when I get back in ESPN, nobody's going to out-buck dance me. No one's going to talk about the brothers more than me. No, not here. Not today. I won't allow it. No way. No one. So he's not going to stop. Not this year, not yesteryear, not any year. He's not going to slow down. He's going to continue double down on the ignorance. Now, the only way he's going to change is somebody make him change by saying, we don't want nothing to do with this guy. I'm not going to even watch him. And that's what I do. I don't watch him. I tune him out. But people always find a gem, those who choose to watch what they want to watch. Knock yourself out. But he's very confident talking about other people, but he don't like talking about himself. Let's talk about that. Because you came after the Jews so adamantly. So adamantly. Right? You came after the Jews. But when they decided to surprise honor you and start talking about you ain't seem comfortable. You didn't seem to like that too much. Look at this, people. That's Stephen the Snake Smith. Watch this. He is so embarrassed.
Far from Winston-Salem State, which is where my colleague Stephen A. Smith went to school. Is this correct?
This is correct.
Wait,
you went to school?
He did go to school.
I did not know he went to school.
Take a look at that photo. Woo!
Stephen A.
That's right, Stephen A. Throwback. So in honor of Stephen A.
He had no idea they were going to do this.
Vintage cutout of Mr. Stephen A. Smith. And from my understanding, you were a gunner. You were big with that three-pointer for what we were able to research.
I tell people all the time.
We need the basketball.
Is that life size? It looks like he's shrunk a little since college, right?
Please. Hey, if y'all noticed, the hairline was just a little bit closer.
A little closer.
Oh, Carrie, she's laying it on thick. So she knows she get to clown him and everything today. This is great.
A little closer, but that's how it goes sometimes.
No, it still looks
Those
similar.
are my days. Hey, listen,
it's still the same.
That was 25 years ago.
You guys give it up for Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
Our research uncovered that while playing at Winston-Salem State,
while trying to play,
you shot too many threes. You missed too many threes, which doesn't surprise me at all because now you talk too much and you miss way too many points.
Now, Stephen A. Smith is insulted. Now he's insulted. He talks too much. He don't like for people to tell him that. His nickname was Screaming A. Smith. He didn't like that either. And look how he's mad. He don't like it when it's on him. When the joke's on you, you don't like it. You can't take it.
I would like to add this. Yet with all of that said, I'm sitting up here with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, he got to get his shot in.
And by the way, another shot.
Get him.
My man here graduated from Vanderbilt. Next month, who's speaking at Vanderbilt? It ain't you.
Oh, no.
That would happen to be me.
Why are you speaking at Vanderbilt? What your ass doing at them colleges, boy? You ain't no hell of a nigga. That mama's cooking. What you doing speaking at them colleges, boy? That's what I want to know. That's what the world want to know. You ain't no hell of a nigga.
What has my school come to?
That's right.
Someone is holding up a sign that says to me,
Welcome
Skip,
to the Harvard of the South.
Yeah, welcome to the Harvard of the South. That has been my affectionate nickname for Vanderbilt University, and I'm sorry, but Vanderbilt is the Harvard of the South. I'm sorry.
Stephen A. goes on a wild rant on O.J. Simpson because O.J. Simpson is getting paroled and put his own personal opinions in and stating them as if they're fact.
You don't get to do that. This was about a robbery with him trying to get back his own memorabilia, which, as he accurately pointed out, the state of California granted and gave it back. I think the state of Nevada, I'm sorry, wherever it was, they gave him back his own material, and that is that. So he definitely deserved to get out. Nobody's poo-pooing that. We all understand that for the letter of the law, the right decision was made. It's just that it's a damn shame that he gets to lean on the letter of the law. And the state of Nevada and the parole committee had to lean on the letter of the law because he's somebody that I believe doesn't only deserve to be in jail, he deserved to be under the jail. This man, as far as I'm concerned, is a double murderer. He's somebody that should never, ever, ever see freedom again. But it should be for the murder. For the double murder. It shouldn't be for this. But since it was just for this, the right decision was clearly made, and that is that. As it pertains to his behavior, how he conducted himself, I thought he showed his arrogance. I thought he was incredibly loquacious, entirely too talkative. The first advice that you receive from your attorney is to answer questions as succinctly and as concise as possible, to say very little. He talked entirely too much. I thought that was not the wisest thing for him to do on his part, but I thought that the parole committee was an absolute catastrophe. You had one individual there that was going to grant him parole that was wearing a Kansas City Chiefs tie, clearly an NFL fan. But in the case of O.J. Simpson, it was on the air every day. We saw the trial. We saw the evidence. We saw the ineptitude of Christopher Darden and to a lesser degree, Marsha Clark. We saw Judge Lance Ito and some of the mistakes that he made. We saw Johnny Cochran adroitly, skillfully, brilliantly play the race card. We saw Mark Furman get exposed for what he was. And so when you see that bevy of evidence, this notion that you don't get to judge what your eyes was watching for over a 6-month span is utterly ridiculous. He's a double murderer. He should be in jail for the rest of his life. And the fact that he's scheduled to get out in October, he might be the luckiest man alive.
Loquacious. Oh, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle black. Screaming A. Smith is calling someone very loquacious. Shame. Boy, the irony in that. Now, this man continues to berate O.J. Simpson. He said the fact we saw the trial. Everybody got to see the trial. And guess what this man actually said after that?
As prosecutors. Because if it were me, there's no way Darden and Christopher Darden and Marsha Clark did an absolutely horrendous job as prosecutors. Because if it were me, there's no way in hell Johnny Cochran would have beaten me with that evidence that they had.
So one of Juice's lawyers, who was on the trial, that worked with Johnny, decided to speak on the subject at hand. once he heard Stephen A. Smith go on TV and say these things. Every chance he get, he wants to take a shot at O.J. Simpson. Why is he doing that? Knowing that everything that came out in the trial,
I love Stephen A. Smith, but that is one of the least intelligent things I've ever heard uttered from his mouth.
Really? You know, I mean, look, the guy can argue. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, there's anything he can do. He can argue with the best of them. He's a smart guy. You don't think there's a chance in hell he could have, like, put together a case more compelling than what Marcia Clark did?
Evan, I don't think there's any chance in hell that he could ever do anything near as talented as Marcia Clark.
Since Stephen A. claims everybody saw the trial, then you would know what that is that's on the wall. Since everybody saw the trial, it was on TV. What did they say about the DNA evidence? Do you see what that is right there? During the O.J. Simpson trial, the one you said we all saw, don't you see? They took his blood, they extracted it, and at every crime scene, they used this thing called PCR to mix into this container. Would you know that some of the blood that they found at the crime scene had PCR in it? Your body doesn't produce PCR. So that means somebody took a valve that was mixed at the lab down there, got access to it, went back to the crime scenes, poured it in the white Bronco. And not only, this is when the white Bronco was being taken apart. The inside console, they found blood all the way in the bottom, meaning that blood did not go on the seats. It didn't drip nowhere else but in the very bottom of the console. How would it get there? Because that was inserted when the car was being taken apart already in the lab. There's no way that blood sample could have got in there. And that blood sample did have PCR in the mix. And how did you miss that they confirmed O.J. Simpson blood valve was missing and one of Nicole Simpson was missing? And Ron Goldman, they had misplaced valves. O.J. voluntarily gave up blood, which he should not have done. But he voluntarily gave up blood because he knew he was not the killer. Now, why didn't you do this? Because this ruins your theory, doesn't it? This ruins your argument. So, you don't know O.J. committed a double murder. Because if they're willing to do this, why would you trust anything else that they did, Stephen A? Why would you trust anything? Mark Fuhrman, who the prosecution knew, was a confirmed racist. They put him on the stand. Everybody said this is a bad idea. Even the brother, Charles Darden, told them and his white superiors, who only used Charles Darden too because he was a black man, they needed a black face to be on the other side. This is what Charles Darden figured out later on. I was just a pawn. You didn't realize that, doofus? Then he want to be a defense attorney and still making bad decisions. You knew what Furman was, and you was ready to put him on the stand. Because y'all was so thirsty thinking, we got all this evidence. Ain't no way he gonna get out of this. You got all this evidence because somebody, no name, no blame, was trying to create it to get that conviction, to make sure this conviction gonna stick. But that didn't happen. What you did was create reasonable doubt. And in trial, Stephen A., who you thought you were better than Johnnie Cochran, boy, you done lost your damn mind. You are not Johnnie Cochran, sir. No way, shape, or form. What he was fighting was injustice. Hell, they took Johnny out. Johnny was causing way too much problems and headaches for the LA County. Because Johnny was passionate. But he didn't put it above his principle. They brought up his marriage, his affairs. What that got to do with the case? When it comes down to taking care of that business, Johnny knew what he had to do. And he wasn't going to disappoint. No way, shape, or form. Johnny was going to deliver. And he did. And he did. So I'm proud of Johnny. Proud of Johnny for doing what he did. Did something for black people. Furman and the LA group was out of control. Those tapes surfaced because it was supposed to. Like they said, manna from heaven. That was Johnny called it. Those tapes was manna from heaven. And that's what it was. Manna from heaven. Because without those tapes, and the people got to public outside got to hear it, they kept it from the jury. They kept it from the jury. But now you can go back and listen to those tapes. How many other brothers that wasn't OJ locked up? How many other brothers, railroad, they bragged about beating innocent men. They just broke in the house and just started beating a dude almost half to death. How you think when that black man heals, he gonna feel about the police, knowing he didn't do anything wrong? They did that because they felt like it. How that's gonna sit with you? And you taking their side. You taking their side. It's crazy. You gonna do their work for them. If they feel OJ is like that, did you know nobody else came out that said that? They was like, woo, we white. We ain't touching that. And here you come. Oh, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll go out there for you and talk about how I think he should be doing 50 years. Because I felt he got away with a double murder. I'll be your Huckleberry for you. Then it was like, all right, Stephen, you're going to be brave enough to go right on ahead. There you go. See, if you say it, then I can come right behind you and back you up. But I can't lead off with that. Boy, it's the same. But people show you who they are. You just got to believe them. When they show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Because a person's actions are going to speak volumes. People went back 5, 6, 7 years to watch videos of mine. They didn't realize I was on here that long. Somebody just sent me a message just about, what, 20 minutes ago? Talking about some, Cino, man, I didn't know you was on YouTube that long, bro. I just found you last year. I saw one of your videos that said Carcino for life like 7 years ago. And you said the same thing back then. Exactly. Same way I said it then and I felt then, it's the same way I feel now. Unless I had new information to make me feel a different way, but then I would tell you that. You see, we believe in a structural system somewhere that people are perfect. And they're not. People are not perfect. So, was there some problems in their relationship? Probably. But I think it's reckless journalism for a journalist to go on national television and saying he should be locked up for double murder. And you're saying based on the evidence. When somebody's life on the line, they have to prove without a reason, beyond a reasonable doubt. And they did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt. That trial was nothing but reasonable doubt. And you discovered it going into the trial. You might thought, man, ain't no way you was getting out of this. Then as the trial went on, and if you watched it like you claimed you did, Stephen A., you would have saw that reasonable doubt was all through the trial. And you kept saying the race card. A black man talking about the race card. There was no card to play. I didn't realize there was a card in the deck that we could pull out. And it does what for us? It get us out of stuff. We just say, hey, here's the race card. No. It is what it is. Do you think there was a race card in that trial? Or was there racist cops in that trial? Racist system in that trial? Didn't see you bring that up. I like the way you just glanced over the Mark Fuhrman tapes. And what the hell are they paying you for? What the hell are they paying you for in them colleges? That is a very good question. What the hell are they paying you for? What are you doing at them colleges, boy? That is a very, very, very good question. But I'm going to get out of here because everybody's blowing my phone up right now. Been happening this whole video. So let me get out of here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the page. My Cash App is Carcino. The Patreon is Carcino for life. And love, peace, and hair grease, man. Subscribe if you're new. Let's kick in a new year the right way.